Since both Qiao Anxia and Qiao Anhao boarded Lu Jinian's car, they sat at the back while he drove. When he turned into another street, the lights flashed red and the car stopped momentarily. Lu Jinian looked into the rear mirror and caught a glimpse of a shopping bag beside Qiao Anhao. While they were having dinner, Qiao Anxia mentioned that they had went shopping for birthday presents. That bag probably contained Shujayama's present. Lu Jinian couldn't help staring at the bag, envy clouding his gaze. Even when the lights turned green, he was still focused on the shopping bag. Only when the cars behind him started beeping did he come back to his senses, stepping on the accelerator. Turning the steering wheel, he made a turn, widening the distance before asking casually, "You went to buy a present for Jiamu just now?" "Yay," Qiao Anhao replied. She remembered the present she had gotten for him. Hesitating slightly, she decided to surprise him on Friday instead. There wasn't much change in Lu Jinian's expression, but his grip on the steering wheel tightened. He sank into silence before finally asking, "What did you get?" "A tie," Qiao Anhao replied. Lu Jinian nodded, no longer continuing the conversation. The warm street lamps shone into the car, their rays hitting his face, blurring his features. That night, after showering, Qiao Anhao climbed into the bed. When Lu Jinian came out of the shower, he didn't even switch off the lights before pressing onto her, lowering his head to kiss her ferociously. His actions were rough and impatient, pulling off her panties, entering her. Qiao Anhao trembled, hugging his broad shoulders instinctively. Lu Jinian tensed slightly before deepening the kiss. The next day, he left early in the morning to attend a meeting at Winning Entertainment. He drove off without even having breakfast. After the morning meeting, it was already 10 a.m. Without having time to even take a sip of water, he left for a lunch meeting. After the lunch, it was already 1:30 p.m. From the moment he was awake, he had been working endlessly, only able to take a breather now. His lunch meeting was held in a clubhouse, and after his meal, he entered the restroom for a breather, while his assistant drove the car to the service center for a wash. When the assistant returned after half an hour, Lu Jinian was already refreshed and talking on the phone. The assistant stood beside him silently. Only when he ended the call did he ask, "Mr. Lu, do we go back to the company now?" Lu Jinian nodded. The assistant was about to head out when he recalled something. He reached into his pocket and fished out a voice recorder, passing it to Lu Jinian. "Mr. Lu, is this yours?" Lu Jinian titled his head, shaking his head as he coldly replied, "No."